All right, so one thing that Grover Stewart has really gotten much better at since he's been, with the Indianapolis Colts and this last past season is his field awareness, understanding that he can affect a play even when he's not in the face of the ball carrier, right? Like directly in the face. And on this play, great example. Great example. He does not actually make the play and generally will not get any credit at all for this play. But he's the reason this was an incomplete pass. All right. We're going to watch. This is week 2 against the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, right? Dalvin Cook. And one tech. That's where you generally see him, right? He'll either sit at the one tech. Occasionally he will flip with DeForest Buckner and be the 3 tech. But not all the time. Generally, you're going to find him right over here on the one tech. I'll keep an eye on him because he never gets anywhere close to Kirk Cousins on this play. He doesn't get pushed out, right? He holds himself, holds his position, and then is just moving along. Now, he never gets close. That's almost a sack. Cousins, but the sack part wasn't on him. The incomplete was. Why? Well, let's go back and look at this because it's pretty simple. If you pay attention and look right here, Grover's head is up the entire time looking at where the football's going. Right? That's all Grover's doing. You can see he's not really pushing too hard. He's kind of spying him in a way, right? As he starts moving, he disengages easily with the blocker in front of him and moves with Cousins. Big dude, big arms, big body, tough to throw around, right? That's exactly what's going on. And here Cousins throws the football. He's got a wide open receiver up here, but he can't throw it directly at the receiver. Because if he throws it directly at the receiver, Grover can reach out and knock the ball down. So he has to throw it out of the reach of Grover Stewart. And in doing so, throws the ball too far away. Receiver can't come up with it. Incomplete pass. Just goes to show you, you don't always have to be in the fit. You don't always have to be the one getting pressure to make a down go your way as long as you're doing your job. So ever since the addition of DeForest Buckner to the Indianapolis Colts, teams want to double team him. Make sure he's not able to get, past that single block in order to get pressure or, get in the backfield, create havoc. But before Buckner got to the Indianapolis Colts in 2020, that job went to Grover Stewart. And Grover usually did a good job against double teams, just being able to hold his own and not give up position. Week 5 against the Cleveland Browns, DeForest Buckner's not on the field. This right here is Grover Stewart in his one tech right in front of J.C. Treader. Very good center for the Cleveland Browns. Now it's 1st and 10. The team's thinking run. Grover's thinking run. Watch how this play develops. Right off the bat, the entire offensive line is moving right. So the defensive line moves that way as well. Watch number 90 as this ball is handed off. He's got his head up. Sees him. Watch how he disengages immediately. As soon as he sees the running back out there. Disengages, long arm, able to hold Treader away off of him with one arm while reaching out with his other to grab the running back, Kareem Hunt. He's deeper than any of the other defensive linemen. He got a little bit of penetration past that line of scrimmage, was able to reach out, grab Hunt, and then fall into him straight down. Bam. That's Grover Stewart. If you don't double team him and you allow him to do and make plays, he's going to do it. And he's very, very good because he lost some weight last season to make him a little bit quicker, a little bit more snap to his jump when the ball is snapped. Let's go look at something else. Week 9 against Baltimore Ravens. One of the scariest, if not the scariest, running team in the NFL. Good offensive line, good running backs. And, of course, Lamar Jackson, the scariest running quarterback in the NFL, right? And on this play, remember when I mentioned sometimes Buckner and Stewart flip spots? Well, they did here. Buckner's at the 1. Grover Stewart's at the 3. And this is a play that stands out better than all others, in my opinion. Okay, this is an exceptional play by Grover's. I can't establish how exceptional this play really is. Watch the play develop as it happens. Oh my goodness. Just ridiculous. Wow. Just wow, right? Man, oh man alive. Look at that. Let's get back here to where it begins. Because as the ball snapped, immediately, you got the guard and the tackle on Stewart. And then you got the center and guard on Buckner. Now, this tackle is going to slide out because this is a run option. Okay? So, all the tackle's doing is he's pushing Grover Stewart inside to line him up directly with the guard. Thinking, well, the guard, he's an inside guy. He should be able to handle Grover Stewart no problem because he's used to the big, strong guys, right? I don't think so. He does a good job kind of lining him up with him, right? But look at how deep he got him. Even with the tackle and the guard. He wasn't pushed around. He's in the backfield, for goodness sakes. You got Houston sitting here, and he ain't even as deep as Grover Stewart is, right? And there's no one even on him. Stewart continues as this RPO goes out that direction, continues, pushes his guard so far back as to run him into Lamar Jackson. Runs him into Lamar Jackson. This kind of stuff don't happen. What? That's power. Jackson's like, well, oh crap, I better go ahead and throw this out here. No. He doesn't because he knows that Houston is going to run out here, and what you don't see on the screen is there's a cornerback over here off screen that'll collide with. So the only thing he can think of is avoid Houston go back this way, thinking that the guard still has Grover Stewart. But right before, watch Grover Stewart. He shoves that guard all the way out. He pushes him away to disengage, knowing that Houston and him now have him cornered. He disengaged the guard so that he can read and react faster when Lamar Jackson, because everybody knows Lamar, he could take off any direction in a snap of a heartbeat, right? And gone past you. You need to be disengaged so that you can make a play on him. And that's exactly what he did right then. He disengaged, pushed that big old boy well far back. And then when Lamar did the fake and come back, right into the waiting hands of Grover Stewart. Bam! Tackle for loss. Bam! He's a big boy who knows how to play his position. Hey guys, please smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, and tag that notification bell so that you're notified next time I go live. Don't forget, you can also share this video to your favorite social media, and please open up that description of the video. In there, you find a link to my Patreon, which is only $5 a month. Get all of my content, plus Patreon-specific content, and, of course, my merch shop. Now, I got to bring up a little something. A lot of people want to complain that since DeForest Buckner was gone week 12 against the Titans and Derrick Henry just ran all over the Colts, that it was all Grover Stewart's fault that he didn't, perform up the task without DeForest Buckner there. But the simple fact was, first off, Grover Stewart only plays an average of 50 to 60% of snaps per game. In this game, he had more snaps than anyone else on defense. Over 90% of the defensive snaps. He is not supposed to play that many, not when you're a guy his size, right? Because that just wears you down. Secondly, it wasn't just DeForest Buckner out of this, it was Danico Autry. Two very good guys, smart, know what they're doing, and are big proponents of this defensive line. Now, what does that do? Well, it puts guys out there that haven't had that many snaps, doesn't know the team very well, and don't really work with the guys that are beside them often enough to understand how to work with them. And that's going to be a huge deal, because watch this play right here. You're going to see a handoff. Derrick Henry's going to go right through here, right between the guard and tackle, right? And there's going to be a monster hole, and you're thinking, well, this is supposed to be Grover Stewart's, hole. No, it's not. Immediately, let's watch this as the ball is snapped. Watch this play. Look immediately. He's immediately reaching for the center. He is leaning towards the left. Why is that? Because this is supposed to be a stunt. This is Grover Stewart going to the left. Stallworth is supposed to go around him and take that voided spot right here. But Stallworth, because you got all these guys coming this direction, doesn't slide past Stewart to get into this hole. And this is a counter play. And he let the counter look affect how he goes. He's too busy watching the running back and not playing his position. Because if you look, the running back starts off this way. He thinks so he's trying to hold his gut right here instead of doing what he's supposed to do and run that stunt. Had he ran the stunt, he would have this offensive lineman right here, which would free up Leonard or Walker to make this play in the backfield. But he didn't. He got stuck back here with Grover Stewart because he didn't run the stunt properly. That happens. Now, because of that, now you got a full-on blocker on Darius Leonard. And then Jonnu Smith, of course, is going to come out here, and he's a full-on blocker to Anthony Walker. Who ends up having to make the play? Kenny Moore runs across here to make the play. But not until after Derrick Henry's already got 8 yards. This is the kind of stuff that happens when you play a big guy like Grover Stewart, 300-plus pounds, 90% of the snaps. And the only reason that happened was a simple fact. Like I said, Autry, Buckner, both out. That's half the defensive line. And you got Taylor Stallworth, who just came in. He's not a starter, right? And on top of that, he's new to the Colts, so he don't know how Grover Stewart works. He don't know how Tyquan Lewis, who is the other guy, works that was on the other side of him. This was just a bad situation for the Colts in general because they had a lot of inexperience and guys who don't know how to play, who haven't had a lot of snaps and time together, playing together against a very good run-blocking offense with a solid running back. Stewart did his job. He just had to play too much. Way too much. Now, for my final clip, it's pretty simple. Know your role, right? Know your role. And in this play, it's a run play. The Colts defensive line is about getting penetration, disrupting in the backfield, whether it's the run, whether it's the pass. And whether or not you are the guy who gets the penetration and gets that disruption, you have to prepare. You have to hold your gap. Because if you hold your gaps while the other person has got the disruption, advantage defense immediately. On this play, right here, right? You got your boy, he's about to come around the edge. I think this is Autry. He's about to come around the edge, split the defenders, and get right in the face of Benny Snell, because this is a run play, it's going to go out right. He's going to get right in the face of Benny Snell. Let's watch. While Grover Stewart sitting right here next to DeForest Buckner. Immediately, Autry immediately gets that penetration, disruption. Because he got back there, got behind both these guys, Snell can't continue going that way. Now, watch as this happens out. Now, at this point, he's getting ready to take off. He's getting ready. He can't necessarily go backwards because look, your other defensive end, he's got his gap, the outside edge, sealing the edge. Buckner not quite has his fully, looks like he's being beat, but look at Stewart. He's got good kind of position. His arms back set just right against the guy that is blocking him. And watch what he does. He uses the momentum of the center against him. What? Get out my way. Get out my way. Lets him move past, stops, hits his gap. That's his gap. Bends down, arms wide. Snell's got nowhere to go. He can't cut back this way. He can't continue this way because Stewart's got him. Stewart wraps him up, tackle for loss. That right there is how disruption is supposed to play out when you're on a defense like that. Stewart's not going to be the guy who's going to get you disruption all the time. He was paid that extension because he can handle double teams and keep his gap. Continue to keep his gap. Not be pushed out even on double teams. And that's what he does so well. When he's one-on-one, I can't think of too many people out there that's going to push him out of his gap. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my film room of Grover Stewart. Please don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live. And please, don't forget, open up the description of the video. Lots of great stuff down there. Links to my Patreon, links to donations on StreamYard, and my merch shop. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen, this is Colts Law, and as usual, have a good one.
Just because a player's not a household name doesn't mean we can't make him a household name.